Right, we're going to cook my wife's carbonara. This is my favourite dish, and I've got to tell you, feeling a little bit precious seeing she's behind the camera and I'm cooking her dish. But I'll give it a good go anyway. Hopefully you've got your pan on, salted boiling water. Get straight on and get the pasta on. Straight in. It's such a good dish because basically the time it takes to cook the pasta, you've made everything else. You know, you don't even have to have your pan on, your other pan on yet. So just try and get the pasta down as soon as possible. I don't have a big enough pan, you see. Right. When this starts boiling, we can get to all the other ingredients. Right, and just give it a stir, because as I'm told that apparently when the pasta goes into the water for the first time, that's when the starch releases and that's when it's more likely to stick together. If you can give it a stir in the early stages, supposedly it won't stick as much, although I probably have as much problems as you do on that one. Right, that's coming back to the boil nicely. We'll get on with the other ingredients. So I'm just using the smaller burner here, and just going to turn it on just on a medium high heat of that, and then oil. So probably looking about 1, 2, 3 tablespoons of oil in this. So it likes its oil. And then in with the garlic. And some of these ingredients, I don't think they're traditional for a carbonara, but the end result is fantastic. So don't moan at me, and it's my wife's dish. Right, as you see, obviously it was a cold pan, so the reason why we're doing this is just so that as the oil heats up, it's going to cook the garlic, but it won't burn the garlic. So just move this around. As that's heating up, we'll just give our pasta a little stir now. Probably don't need me to harp too much on about how to cook pasta, so there. Right, there's that smell of garlic coming through. That's when you know that it's starting to cook. It's releasing all the oils from the garlic. So you don't want to take it too brown or anything, because you certainly don't want it to burn. That's the main thing that can ruin this. So just keep it going now. You can see it's just starting to sizzle. That's probably about the stage where we're going to add our bacon. There. So you can see it's all sizzling away. So that's absolutely fine. So we're going to add our bacon. I'm using the pre-packed chopped bacon bits like lardons. I think they're slightly better. You get a little bit of chunks in them. If you want to use rashers of bacon because you've got them in the fridge, that's absolutely fine as well. Right, we can turn the heat up now, because as soon as the fat from the bacon gets released, it should sort of stabilise the garlic and stop that from burning. Because you want to make sure that the bacon gets nicely cooked. So just moving it around the pan as well. Right, I think now we can actually turn things up and swap things around. I'm going to take the pasta off the main burner and put that on one of the smaller ones, because that can just boil away in the background. I'm going to just turn the large burner down to medium and pop this on, so we're going to get a bit of colour on the bacon. So the key is just keep everything moving in the pan, because that way nothing will stick on the bottom and burn. Right, I think we can have the mushrooms now. You notice I haven't used any salt either. That's It's a smoked bacon, it really doesn't need any. You can test it at the end, and if you feel that it might need a pinch, but really no more than that. It'll get a lot of pepper from when we add the eggs in later. Again, I'm just going to turn the heat up again now. So that's now on full heat. Give my pasta a little stir. Hopefully you're keeping an eye on yours and it hasn't stuck together too badly. There's not much more to do with this really, so you're going to just have to listen to me rabbit on beside you. Now, this is the dish that my wife cooks when she's trying to cheer me up or something. This is, from all the nice restaurants, I still say to her, and I mean it, that this is the nicest dish that I've had. I suppose I'd better say that though. Right, we're just going to leave these on the heat now, and we're just going to go and crack the eggs into the bowl and into a mug and sort those out. So you can leave that on the heat and go over to our work surface. Just got 2 eggs, so just crack them into a mug or a little bowl. Try not to get shell in them. No shell. No shell. And that is a rarity. Just going to give my hands a little wipe. So now you just need to add pepper. So you can see, you just keep adding pepper. Pepper, adding pepper, adding pepper, and there we go. So quite a lot of pepper. And just give it a light whisk together. Nothing too strenuous, that's fine. And we'll just take this over to the work surface just in preparation. You see how everything's getting on here. That's better now. Everything's starting to colour up. Oh, I'm going to get told off because it's stuck to the bottom a little bit, but that's fine. So I'm going to turn the heat right down now. I'll put it on the small burner actually, that'd be a better idea. See literally how quick this is to make. We're just waiting for the pasta, so I'll give that a try now. Don't think it'll be quite there, because I think it's only been about 7 or 8 minutes, but no, not quite. And yes, I did just bite that and put it back in the pan, but I'm only feeding me and my wife. Right, so that's boiling away, there's nothing really left to do. So warm plates are very useful for this dish, so if you've got plates that you want to put in the oven, now's probably a good time to put that in. And so just leave the pasta boiling. We'll leave this away in the background. I'm not going to witter on too much anymore, but just turn the heat right down on the mushrooms and the bacon so that doesn't cook anymore. Right, so just give my pasta another little check. About another minute now. And normally it'll take about 10 minutes, just so it still has a little bit of a bite to it. That's what you want. Right, so the last check of the pasta, this should be fine. Yep, that's perfect. It's been about 10 minutes. So you're going to take your pasta, go and drain that, and bring it back over to the hob. Right, turn the heat off, and just on a very low heat now with the with your bacon and mushrooms. Just going to add in the pasta to that a little bit at a time, and just give it a stir through, just to get it coated with the oil and the flavours. That's nice. Another batch, just again giving it a stir, and then the last of it. Right, next we just need to add the eggs. So we've got those that we beat up earlier, and so just pour them in, and then give everything a good scrape. It'll catch on the bottom, but that's fine. And the thing about this dish is carbonara. People often think about it. You get those really disgusting pasta sauces from the supermarket, and it's swimming in sauce. This is actually relatively dry, and that's one of the things. Don't worry about that. You'll moisten it with a bit of cream in a minute, but the flavour is just fantastic. Right, so we're just stirring this through just to ensure that the egg all cooks. You can see it's just starting to scramble now. Just scraping it from the bottom. Right, I think we're about done there. And next, just need to loosen it off with a little bit of single cream. That's about 3 or 4 tablespoons, and just stir that through. Don't worry if you're like me and rubbish it mixing through the actual ingredients with the pasta. You can always just arrange those on the plates afterwards. I've just given it a final blast of heat at the end. But that looks about right. See, it's not too moist, but hopefully you can just see what that's like. Right, and we'll take this over to the work surface and plate up. Right. So nice and simply, the middle of the plate. Just try and make sure that you've got an even split of bits. They're the nice bits. A bit more bacon. There we go. It's my wife's carbonara. I hope you enjoy it.